What do y'all think we're gonna see today, Fergie? Nah.
Oh, I definitely think we're going to see obviously a lot of high speed, long straightaways, very tight braking into these corners. Got to keep in mind everyone has to use hard tires at least once, so I would expect to see some slipping and sliding once these tires start to get worn, and maybe some strategy even involved.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna have to be some strategy when you have to use three different types of tires for a minimum of 30 minutes each. You're gonna want to kind of game plan at what point in the race that you use those.
Absolutely, I
And your
couldn't
fuel
agree
can't
more.
make it half an hour.
And that's also a big factor. Most people, or I don't think anybody can make a fuel run for 30 minutes. It's definitely gonna factor in. How are points looking now?
Well, coming in, Team Snag is leading. They have an average finish of fourth. They had a very good week last week. Now, second, it gets pretty tight because Team Zach is there with a 7 average finish. But Fergie's not far behind with an average finish of 8th. And Team Twisted's got an average finish of 8.5. So it could really jump all around this week.
Alright, so points battle's tight. Um, Coming in, who do y'all think are gonna be the biggest factors? I mean, Nat and Snag are factors every week. But last time we were at Monza, Zach and Twisted battled it out. You can never count out Fergie, and Sleazy's kind of an unknown.
Yeah, I agree with all those statements. I think what makes this race the more interesting of the most interesting of probably all three of our endurance races is the fact that last week we had a lot of drivers that you would typically expect to make a few mistakes and be up front, very close to the front. They kind of slipped off, lost laps, lost time, and I definitely think we could see like a field reverse come this weekend. It's a completely different style of track, and you can never really count anyone out.
Yeah, who picked the right cars this week? That's another big factor.
Very important.
And that's also a rematch of the first time we were here. Zach and Twisted both in those same cars.
Yeah, I think I give the advantage to Team Zach just because they rolled for pole this week. So that's a slight advantage.
All right. Any other things we should point out before we get this thing rolling?
I'll be on standby keeping track of tires for everybody. What do you got?
Um, I would say we could kind of maybe give a little bit of a field rundown here. Obviously, we have Sleazy sitting on the pole. It'll be interesting to see if he can kind of gap the field here. I know once you get back in traffic, it's going to be hard to pass. KJ shows speed at some tracks. With him starting in second, I'd be interested to see the type of tires and strategy that he's on.
He does tend to make mistakes, though. Let's see if that bites him today.
He absolutely does. It's a 2 hour long race. Let's see, sitting in third, you got Mr. Ice Cube Gamer. He's by far has the fastest car in this lobby right now, but it's going to have its own cons whenever it comes to handling and tire wear. Good old Nat 20 starting fourth. It looks like that's a position he picked. Obviously, you can never rule him out. That's a good spot.
That,
He's up in front. He's going to have track position to start this thing off.
that might be a good spot. You got to remember the first turn's a chicane, and these people are going to be hungry to get to the front.
Absolutely. You want to do the rest of the field there, Zach?
We got Jay Fergie, again, one of the top drivers in the league. Never count him out. Always finds a way to be there. We got Steph Curry 30J. Same thing with Fergie. Just one of the
Seth's
best.
really been picking it up. Started in the middle of
And
season two. He's picked up more experience, more track time, and I think he's going to become a real like week in, week out threat every
I
single week here soon.
I would say he already has. Then we got Twisted J9. This is a great track for him. Good car for it. Uh,
Absolutely, didn't Twisted win the Grade Four race here?
he did.
That's
He
what I
won it
thought.
off strategy actually, so this might be his own personal playground for strategy, since we do have to factor that in. Then we got Godzak 883. He was the one that was battling Twisted for the lead in the last Grade 4 race here.
I think Zach's gonna have a bit to prove this week too. He seemed a little bit off. I don't think the Audi really worked for him last weekend, and I think he has kind of a little chip on his shoulder headed into this race.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a rough week last week. All right, let's get it rolling. In three, two, one.
Anticipation for this turn. This turn one is gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah. Let's get a good view. The leaders here. It's like a good start for KJ. Great start, actually. Him and Askew surging to the front.
Look at Twisted shooting the gap in the center. He's going to get a good draft down here, turn one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Askew off track. He will get a course penalty and get reset. And Sleazy does end up coming out of the first chicane with the lead.
A little bit of contact. People trying to take it clean through turn one, turn two. Headed down to the second chicane.
Looks like battle for third is a dogfight. Here comes Zach making his way up through the field. Trying to work his way around. It's like, who is that? It's like he's working on Nat right now. And Ice Cube.
Oh, Ice Cube's
Oh,
off. And
contact.
sand a little bit there.
Oh, what a save. They keep it together somehow. That's going to slow them down.
Oh, there's a big fight on this backstretch.
So Fergie's just trying to give everybody space and avoid all that trouble. He's working over Snag right now. Well, he gets the grass. A little bit of contact. It's in the sand, but everything's going to turn out all right. First and second have separated themselves.
Yes, they have. Sweezy's pulling away early on this first lap. Makes you really wonder what kind of tires he has on that Viper there. If they're softs, he's definitely gonna gain some short-term speed, but that's really gonna affect fuel mileage, and it's going to affect the longevity of the speed in the tires.
It's definitely a balancing act. It's like KJ's struggling through that first chicane a little bit.
Yeah, he's slipping the tires.
Nat already has a 3.5 second penalty, but he is inching closer to KJ for that second spot. It's like Zach has worked his way back up to fourth, and he's running Nat down. So things are starting to get a little bit heated here. And KJ misses the chicane completely. That's gonna hurt him bad.
Oh yeah, he punched that barrier wall right there.
Let's see where he falls back.
Still got a good battle. There's some contact for 6 back there.
Oh man.
4 cars all put a blanket over them right now.
Oh, and that looks like he might be just out of his rhythm right now. A lot of slipping and sliding there.
Louisi has checked out.
Yes, he has.
This early on, that can't be a good feeling for any other competitor out here.
But he does have two of the best racers, second and third, just trying to track him down at this point. The question is, will they work together and just try to take it smooth and get up to him, or will they race for that second spot? And then it's also, you got to think, what kind of tires are they on? Are they going for the short-term speed, or are they going for the longer part of the race?
Absolutely. Do you want your speed at the beginning, or do you want your speed at the end? Or even middle. Who knows, people might decide to swap their tires up that second run and maybe toss some softs on to try to gain track time.
KJ's not letting them get away. He's sticking with them.
It looks like KJ's kind of figured out that turn one chicane. He really struggled the first 2 times through there, but that was pretty clean.
Second through fifth is pretty close. They're pretty evenly spaced out, but they're all there. One mistake and gonna lose at least a couple positions.
Can't even count Twisted out. Twisted's a car length off in that right now.
Oh no, he's getting that.
Sixth. Yeah.
That got the sand off that chicane.
This is a tricky turn to try to complete a pass in, though.
It
Looks
really
like Nat's
is.
gonna concede the spot.
Oh, Zach's in the sand. Looks like he's gonna lose at least one spot, if not two.
Yeah, I'm seeing some damage on the left side. Is that the left side of Zach's car there? That's something that could end up being concerning, but I wouldn't worry too much about it now, only being 5 laps into the run. Or not 5 laps, 5 minutes, sorry.
I mean, he seems to be keeping the speed up pretty well. He took that spot back from Austin. Or Steph Curry 30J. KJ looks like he might have overcooked that last corner just a little bit. He's going to give Twist the run he needs to get to his bumper. He's going to cut it under him. A little bit of contact there.
Do you have any update on Snag and why he seemed to completely have lost the entire back of the field here?
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
He's coming through the final right-hander here. Wow.
It's possible he stalled it off the start. Took
That's
him a little bit to get it fired.
That's true. I have high hopes for Sag. I think he'll battle that time back, but that could, whatever mistake that was, could cost him the win today.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there is 2 hours, but that's a lot of time to make up. It's like Fergie's just kind of stuck back here in 7th. Can't seem to make any progress.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused about the choice of the 86. It doesn't really seem to be on par with any of the other vehicles that are out here. I don't know if maybe he tested that car and the numbers came out different, but there's definitely a wide difference between the type of vehicle he's driving and everyone else's.
Oh yeah, definitely. And he looks to be hitting his corners pretty well. Maybe it's just backed off from that hornet's nest that was there earlier.
Yeah. Ice Cube Gamer hasn't let the field drive away from him yet. He's made a few mistakes, but still hanging in there. Nothing catastrophic to this point.
Yeah, if he can get those chicanes down, I think he'll be a real factor because he definitely has the straightaway speed.
Looks like we're starting to see KJ lose a little bit of time. He's falling back to Nat.
It'll be an interesting battle to watch.
And all at the same time, I don't have an interval here, but it seems to be that Godzak is starting to inch on Sleazy just a little bit, and he's pulling 3rd and 4th with him.
Make it interesting. But you know Sleazy's got to be loving this. No pressure, just running his race.
Sleazy, if I remember correctly, Sleazy started with some, I think it was mechanical issues last week at Galagos.
Yeah, that did
and so
definitely hurt his finish position.
I'm definitely sure he's trying to prove something as well. I'm not entirely sure if Sleazy is a winner in the RDS series, but he's competed. And anytime you get out front, you have clean air. It's just got to be a huge boost of confidence for the rest of the race.
Especially with that kind of gap back to second. Like
Absolutely.
You literally have no pressure on you to, take a corner too hard or anything. We are 5 laps into this. Twisted is not letting Zach get away. He's staying just close enough to be a threat. Same thing with Austin. Oh, there goes the move. Twist is making the move on Zach. Will he have the run down the straight?
it doesn't look like it. Let's see if
Uh,
he's going to show his nose here and let Zach know that he wants to make the pass, or if he's just going to fall in line here.
it was definitely a mistake by Zach for that chicane, though, that gave him a run. And he twisted nail in that
Smoked the
corner.
tires in there. He smoked the tires.
He made speed off of it, though.
A little bit of a bump there. Now Twist is going to show that he wants that spot. He's pulling to the right-hand side.
Yep, there it is. Let's see if Zach will give him the room or if he'll fight for it. Oh, Zach outbrake twisted there. Made sure he didn't want to give up that spot.
Race each other and first chicane. You love to see it. Oh, Steph's got a little bit of wheel spin there on the exit of the chicane.
Oh, Twisted making another look to the inside. No, that's going to be the outside of that chicane. Might be the preferred line, though. Yep, Zach's going to let him have it. Let's see if Twisted can make any progress on CZ here. It's like Austin wants to try to take advantage of the mistakes Zach's making now. Let's see here. It's like Nat's not completely safe either. Another mistake, and there's 3 cars relatively close behind him that can make a pass.
Absolutely. Really, second through fourth, they're right on top of each other, and then fifth through eighth, right next to one another too. I was actually just taking a peek at our timing monitor here, and it's kind of funny looking at it. So far, thus far, we have Twisted. His fastest lap is a 1:59.1, while Godzak, his fastest lap is only a 2 minute and 0.6 seconds. So. There has to be some form of a tire differential there or something. And it really makes me wonder why it took so long for Twisted to kind of get that run on Zach there.
Yeah. If there's no tire differential there, Zach's definitely got to adjust and pick up the pace if he wants to win this race. Take a look here. Austin still breathing down Zach's neck here. It's like Twisted picked up a little bit of a penalty. But so far, it's been a really smooth run for him.
Fifth through eighth are right on top of one another once again.
It's like Fergie's getting pressured by Mr. Ice Cube here.
It's a really interesting battle whenever you think about the type of cars. Fergie's in a car that really excels in cornering, while Ice Cube is in a car that has all the straightaway speed. And yet the slower of the two cars is the one pulling the other one in the draft right now.
Yeah. Let's see where Snag is. Looks like he's about a corner behind the rest of the field here. But he has definitely made up some time on 8th place.
He's 8 into the gap. Right now it's showing about an 8-second differential. I know about 3 minutes ago it was up back to about 12 seconds. So he's slowly gaining, and it looks like Steph's starting to lose a little bit of time to Godzak.
Sleazy still has nice clear daylight in front of and behind him.
0.8 second penalty, but it's a 2-hour long race. That's not something I'd really worry about until you start to get to the final last couple minutes about killing a penalty.
Oh yeah, for sure. See if Austin can get any pressure here.
Clean exit for both drivers right there.
Oh yeah. It's like Steph is gonna try to take advantage of that draft down this short straight. A little rough entry on the chicane there. Rough exit for Zach, so really kind of equaled out. Looks like Zach's running just well enough to keep Steph at that distance, but he can't get away from him either. Let's see what Nat's doing out here. It's like he's put a little bit of distance between himself and KJ.
He has started to space KJ out a little bit, but I've been following him around the past lap or so, and he's really struggling on rear grip, especially on the exit of these chicanes, which is definitely an emphasis for all these drivers. That's where you're going to gain a lot of your speed, keep the momentum up. And
Andrew overcooks the corner and takes it to the sand pit. That's going to lose a lot of time to Fergie there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look now, but Snag is coming for that 8th place.
Snag is there. He's chopped it down the 6-second gap between him and Ice Cube now at this point in time.
Go ahead and take a lap with Snag, see how he's making up this time. I believe he just ran his 2nd fastest lap, so he's running consistent laps. Good through the chicane. Probably one of the smoother people through chicanes in this league.
Absolutely. That was a clean exit right there.
Really don't see him getting too out of shape very often.
I think a lot of that kind of falls back on just driver preference too. I know we have a few drivers here in the league.
As I say that, he makes a mistake in the chicane. Cooked it just a little bit.
Yeah. That shouldn't affect him too much though.
Nah.
Ice Cube is caught back up to Fergie once more. Took him really no time, and now he's back in the sand trap.
It's going to give Snag the opportunity he wants, unless he gets the sand as well. It's like all these drivers are struggling with the tire selection so far. Let's see. What kind of battles do we have going on the track here? I think the closest battle we have is probably
it's going to be between Godzak and Steph. There's only a 2-tenth differential right now.
And Steph is closing. He's going to make a move in the chicane. Yep. Nope. It's like he's just going to back off and be patient.
I think Steph's just trying to buy his time. He's aware that we're not even 20 minutes into this race. Probably isn't trying to pick up any damage.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Twisted has slowly been gaining on Sweezy, but it's not meaning much. Sweezy is still holding a 4.5-second advantage right at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to end up falling back to Twisted towards the end of this run, or if he's going to be able to keep the momentum rolling.
I think if anybody can run Sleazy down at the moment, it's going to be Twisted.
Yeah, he's had a couple mistakes. That first lap, he overdrove the second chicane and had to take a whole reset. Game reset him because he was completely off the lines. So that's probably better that happened than he taking damage. But
yeah, but that does really kind of showcase his speed to recover like that so quickly.
Right now, he's holding the fastest lap time handedly by 0.6. It looks as though. I actually just realized that this timing monitor tells me the tires that everyone's on, so right now, so he's running the soft tires. I could have assumed with the 5 second gap to second.
Yeah, that makes
Then you
sense.
got Twisted's on the mediums, and then see who else is running mediums. It's just going to be Steph Curry, and everyone else is running the hard tires.
That might spell trouble for some of the field. Some of these people on hard
Absolutely.
tires might surge when they get off of them. Looks like Mr. Ice Cube has finally gotten around Fergie here.
Yes, he has. He's starting to kind of gap him too, and Snag is more than in the view at this point in time.
Oh, yeah, he can smell blood at this point. Let's see how much time. Oh, Ice Cube misses the chicane and gets reset. But so does Snag. He didn't get reset, but he did have to come to a complete stop. Still able to pick up position here. Looks like KJ has had another issue with that middle chicane. Seems to be the one that's been biting him a lot here in this race.
In my personal opinion, I think the second chicane is probably the toughest one, just because the turtles are so they stand so tall, and you hit them wrong, and they'll pull a car around completely,
Oh,
and
yeah.
pop it in the air. It's really difficult to hit that section with a lot of high speed and feel comfortable doing so. We're starting to get to the point where strategy is really going to start kind of taking effect here, and I'm excited to see it. I'm interested in seeing it. I mean, remember, each driver has to run soft, medium, and tires for a minimum of 30 minutes. We're right at that 22, 23 minute mark right now. So are people going to start backing off and trying to save tires, save fuel? Or are you going to stay full throttle and just accept that you're going to have to make a secondary pit stop for some of these tires?
Well, I know someone who's got their foot in the gas right now, and that is Twisted. He has destroyed the gap that Sleazy had.
So is Godzak. Godzak is closed in on both of them.
Could be those hard tires coming into play here.
Very true. Look at the lap times here. Godzak has posted the fastest lap of the race thus far on hard tires at a 158.8. Next closest would be Twisted. He's on medium, so but he's at a 159.1.
Yeah, it looks like this battle for the lead will be heating up very soon.
Oh, Ice Cube Gamers on pit road. Early stop.
First taker.
I think that's something we could have guessed. So running the Bugatti again, super fast on straight line speed, but he's really going to take a toll on his tires and his fuel.
Oh yeah. It's like Snag has overtaken Fergie as well now. Starting to work his way back up. He's got a lot of time to make up if he wants to catch KJ though.
Yeah, it looks right now the gap between KJ and Snag is looking around 12 seconds, so you definitely have some work cut out. But if there's anyone in the league, I mean, I definitely think it's Snag. Talking about defending season 1 champion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Great 3 series for both season 1 and season 2. So. You can really tell the lap times are starting to fall off on a lot of these cars, except for, surprisingly, the hard tires. The hard tires are actually kind of starting to pick up some pace in them.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense. They're, everybody had to get the rhythm down on the track, and then with less wear on the hard tires, it does make sense that they're going to continue to put down great lap times while others may fall off. Oh, it looks like Twisted's going to be on Sleazy's bumper.
Twisted's there. Twisted just nailed section 1.
Sleazy's going to take it a bit wide. That's going to give Twisted the lead. See what he can do with this, see if he can make some distance.
It only took 25 minutes, but we finally have a new leader. Just about a fourth of the way into this race.
See if Sleazy's going to be able to fight back, though. No, he's on the... I believe he's the only one on soft tires.
He is the only one on soft tires at this moment.
Oh, he had a run, but he swung it a bit too wide and caught the sand trap. Looks like Steph has gotten around Zach for third.
Oh, yes, he has. Both Steph and Zach are losing time to these two leaders, even though the leaders continue to battle.
Well, Zach continues to struggle with that final corner. Oh, we got Twisted, Sleazy, and Zach on pit road.
Was this right at the 26-minute mark? So you're going to have to keep in mind that all three of those drivers are going to have to finish off at least another 3.5 minutes on these tires. Be interested to see, do they swap them now, or are they going to continue to run the tires they've been on?
Let's see. Looks like Twisted will be able to get the first out of the pits there. Snag down pit road.
Steph Curry's your new leader.
He's got a pretty nice lead going. Look how the pit cycle has kind of grouped people back up. And they're still somewhat spaced out, but now you got 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Relatively close to one another. Zach making a move for 5th. KJ still struggling with that middle chicane.
Both of them out of control right there. Oh, Sleazy go off the track. Oh no, looks like he's starting to have mechanical issues once more. Hopefully this doesn't plague him throughout the rest of this race.
Let's see, Snag is falling back to 8th. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants a good finish today.
Well, looking at the timing here, we have it looks as though Steph Curry, Nat 20, and Fergie are all going to try to stretch this fuel these fuel on the tires as far as they can.
Steph Curry has come to pit road.
Oh, he's not going to make it then.
See, this adds another element because you have to keep track of how much time you spend on each set of tires. You know, if you don't make it, it is a 30-second penalty.
It's even more tedious whenever you think about the fact that he's about a minute and a half off of that. And if you got to put those hard tires or the medium tires back on for a minute and a half, that's really going to affect strategy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thought KJ's made it to pit road.
And Nat 20 has assumed the lead.
See how
Looks like
long
he has
he
some
can
good
stretch it.
fuel mileage.
I do believe if he completes this lap, he'll have his 30 minutes done on his current set of tires.
Twisted to regain himself and put himself in firm position to have the lead whenever the pit cycles do cycle through, though.
Yeah.
I think Sleazy's kind of being a bit affected by just a change of tires. Anytime you have to move from assumingly the best tires, the most grip, and you have to go to a tire with the less grip, it'll really throw the balance of the car off. And whatever you had gotten used to for 30 minutes of a race, a fourth of the race.
You almost have to relearn the track because what you
Absolutely.
could do before, you might not be able to do now.
Your braking points become different. Really, everything becomes different.
Looks like Nat will be the only one able to complete a full 30 minutes without a stop. Will he come in this time? Yes.
Well, I'm guessing Fergie's going to have to be able to do the same because he was pretty far down the totem pole and about ninth, and he's running 6th at this moment. So let's see if he hits pit road this lap too, or if he tries to stretch it one more.
Nope, he is coming to pit road.
All right, so that means we have 2 drivers for sure that have hit their markers on their hard tires. Well, everyone else is going to have to try to work out some sort of a strategy to try to finish off the time.
The only thing that worries me about Fergie is I don't think his car really has the speed to compete.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was looking at the scoring and timing and everything right now, and at the moment he's far off the pace of everyone else as far as best lap is concerned. At the very moment, you have basically 3 drivers right at 159 flat. Sweezy's about a half second faster than that, and Fergie's fastest lap is almost a 2:02. So he's almost 3 seconds off the pace right now as far as a fast lap is concerned.
Yeah, it might spell trouble for him.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting though to kind of watch him and see what kind of strategy he tries to deploy here and where he'll finish up, because there are a lot of different things that can change the outcome of this race, certainly with still 3/4 of it to go.
One mistake and everything can change. Got Snag up here to 6th now after KJ and Fergie pitted.
Snag has a big gap to a Nat though.
It's gonna be hard to make up that time.
16 seconds. He's made up some serious time on the leader throughout the course of this race, but it only gets harder the closer you get to the front of the field.
Yeah, and then with people getting on some better tires possibly. See how it plays out. Looks like we got quite a bit of space throughout the field now, aside from KJ and Snag.
Sleazy is
and
not. Yeah, Sleazy has not let Twisted out of his sight. I just noticed Sleazy actually just posted a blazing fast lap. It really make me wonder what tires he's on. He just posted a 157.6, which is a full second faster than the next fastest car.
He does still seem to be struggling with some mechanical issues though. He's wheeling that car though, even with the issues.
It's interesting to see the American manufacturers right now are really showing up on this very high speed and hard braking track.
And, that was the case in the first Grade 4 season we had as well at this track. It's like Twist is just running really smooth corners. It's like he's starting to really gap Sleazy now.
He smokes the tires into that final corner every single time he go around, but
it works
the
for him.
the exit run he's able to get off of that, it's incredible. And the fact that he's not shredding his tires really it's just kind of miraculous to me.
Looks like aside from those, well, Sleazy and Twisted have kind of spaced out a little bit now. It's like Snag is still struggling to get away from KJ here.
Right at the moment, we actually have a pretty fair gap back to Snag. It's about 3 seconds to 3.5 seconds, like from each driver all the way back to about fifth, and then Snag 17 seconds off that fifth place marker.
Oh,
But
so he's
KJ's
actually
right there
lost
with
time.
Snag.
Last time we checked in on it, Snag was only 16 back of now.
Yeah.
KJ nailed that chicane. Pulled right up to Snag's bumper.
He should have the straightaway speed here too, especially with the slipstream.
Oh yeah. But we're coming up to his biggest issue on the track, and that's this middle chicane.
I think that's part of what makes this track so difficult all the way throughout. Is there's really no good passing zone. You just kind of have to try your pass and see if it works out. Honestly,
Looks like he nailed it that time.
Snag's going to gap him a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Just
a
a
really
little
good
bit,
section
though.
for Snag. This long straight should get KJ back a little bit closer to him with the slipstream. Looks like KJ missed it slightly. That's going to cost him some time.
Yeah, Snag was all over the curves there. He really nailed that section right there. Looks like up front, Sleazy's kind of starting to reel the gap back in on Twisted a little bit. I don't know. Twisted may have made a bit of a mistake here, though.
He does have a bit of a penalty, so that's what I would think.
Really, though, the biggest surprise I see right now is God, Zach, he's continued to lose time, even though he was relatively with the leaders that entire first stint there.
Is he still on his hard tires?
Oh, that I am not sure. If he had to make a short pit stop, it wouldn't surprise me to see him throw the hard tires back on and try to finish the timeout.
I know he had
This
to
early
around
in the
that
race.
25-minute mark, so could be that he just elected to stay on the hard tires, make sure he gets it out of the way. That Sleazy is struggling right now.
Yeah, you just missed those couple of corners right there. You just cost him a lot of time. And he's sitting on a pretty heavy penalty marker there, too. While I said earlier in the race, you don't really want to worry about your penalty till late in the race. You certainly don't want to build that number up any more than what you need it to be, too. Definitely don't want to let it get out of control.
It's turned into a rough day for Mr. Ice Cube here. Started out running pretty well, but some mistakes have really cost him. Oh, looks like Sleazy's had an issue. No, he pitted. Puts Zach up to second, Austin Steph up to third.
Oh. It's so easy trying to be the first one to pull some strategy. I wonder if he changed his tires there.
It's like Nat has made up some time on fourth. And third at that. Could have been a slow progression for him. Snag and KJ are still going at it.
Yeah. Looking at the timing and scoring here, in the course of the last lap and a half, Godzak has somehow managed to lose 4 seconds overall to Twisted. Actually, never mind, take that back. I forgot Sleazy was in second at the time, so he was probably about that far back to begin with. Steph really is. He's not there on him, but he's being consistent. He doesn't want to let Zach get too far ahead, right about 4 seconds.
Yeah.
And Nat's certainly starting to close in just ever so slightly on the front runners there.
It's like he's definitely gonna be putting pressure on Sleazy here. It looks like Zach is on pit road, and he was still on his hard tires, so that could be the reason he was losing so much time.
Going to be interesting to see. Both Sleazy and Zach now have made their second pit stops of the race. Not even at the 45-minute marker.
So
While many drivers are still only on that one stop so far.
So Zach is finally switching over to his medium tires, see if he can pick up any more speed here. Meanwhile, Twisted's lead just got bigger over second place.
Gap's up to 18 seconds now.
He's got to be loving this.
Twisted's really showing something right now, that's for sure.
He's smooth. Like, I haven't seen very many mistakes, and if there are mistakes, they're not major.
And I mean, don't hold your breath. It's certainly not getting too exciting in the back of the field, but times are really starting to even out again. It looks like everyone's starting to get grouped backed up once more. Really, up until back to 8th, everyone's within about a 4-second marker of one another.
It's like Nat has come under attack for that 4th position. Zach with the fresher tires here. See if he just lets him go, because they are teammates.
Both of them running the beautiful black and Scion cars. I like Nat's little hint of white there in the back too, kind of cut it off.
Some good looking cars in the field today.
They really are.
Thought Zach's gonna make the move, take over that 4th spot. Twisted to pit road here.
Twist is going to make a second stop. I'm assuming he's swapping tires now at this point in the race. We're at 43 minutes in. Team Zach running very, very well today.
Yeah, all 3 of them in the top 5.
And 5th. Yep.
It's like even stopping, Twisted was able to maintain over Sleazy and Zach.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to maintain the lead over Steph too. They're trying to battle it out into the second chicane here.
Oh, Twisted cooks it a little bit. Oh, he got a reset there. It's going to cost him a lot of time.
That's going to cost him some time. Yep. I'm surprised. Surprised that Steph raced him so hard into second chicane there when her Twisted came out with fresh tires of the pits, side by side.
When you got someone who has been running so well, you don't want to just let them blow by you.
Absolutely.
But first and second, that's a battle in and of itself now. Sleazy's retaking the lead, but Steph is banging on that bumper.
I think that's what kind of like makes this track so difficult is the chicanes and where you set people up. How do you find the momentum to really get a run? Because your run has to come on the exit going into the following corner. You can't race people into a corner and really expect to pass them in that corner.
Yeah.
You have to set it up for the future and down the line.
Twisted going to work his way back up and reclaim that lead. He's definitely not letting him get away from him. And he's shown he's probably the fastest and most consistent car in the field at the moment.
Twisted's only 2 seconds back at the moment off of Steph. And it looks like Zach's kind of shrunk the gap down there with Twisted too, probably because he had to take the reset.
It's like Snag's made up quite a bit of time as far as overall in the lead after his rough start.
Snag really has, and KJ was right with him there for a while too.
Yeah, it was like Fergie's just, I don't know if it was the car, but it looks like he really missed the mark this week. Just going to
Absolutely.
grind it out and hope he can improve his position. Hope for some mistakes.
Well, I mean, honestly, like that's just racing. I mean, think back to last weekend. You know, so short yet so far away. I mean, that was his fun in the sun. You know, now he's here racing with these guys, and it might just not be his night. And that's just racing. You never know what's going to happen, and really, still at this point in time, anything can happen. We're not even at the 50% mark yet. And we're already seeing variances in strategy. I think right now, everyone has already completed 2 stops except for Snag and Nat and Fergie, I do believe. They're the only drivers. Maybe Snag is pit. Not too sure about that.
It's like Twisted's closing back in on that lead.
Twisted's almost there. He's right with Steph.
It's like Steph has only pitted once so far.
Yep. Yeah, so there's just a variation in strategy. We're talking about the leader of the race is already pit twice. So has third and fourth, but Steph's right there. It's still only 1 stop.
Definitely shows he has some speed to compete, and strategy's only going to help him. It looks like he might be getting ready to lose this second position here. His fresh tires and Twisted are definitely going to pay off.
And Twisted is there. He's going to get to both of them. And also, if you look not too far back, Nat has slowly, just lap by lap, shrunk in on Zach there. I don't know if Zach's making mistakes or if he's trying to save something, trying to learn his tires that he just placed on the car. But I know Nat's still on his tires from his first stop at this moment, too.
That is pretty interesting. He's definitely giving Zach a lot of room in these corners.
They are teammates, so I'm not too sure if Nat's really trying to race him too hard. And if he is only on a 2 or 3 stop strategy, then he's probably trying to save his tires and his fuel.
Most likely.
His fastest lap time has increased, but it's still the slowest on the track thus far.
I did just hear him short shift a little bit. It looks like he is trying to save some fuel. He's coasting into the chicanes.
Going to be interesting to see if Steph can hang on to these 2 leaders for the rest of this run here. They both have fresher tires. They've both been out front a little bit longer.
Even if they do pull out on him a little bit, I would call his strategy a big success.
Oh, he kind of hit that barrier there a little bit on the exit of the second chicane. Just a little nudge. Hopefully that didn't do any damage.
Damage is pretty important at this track. You're going to want to be able to handle through these chicanes.
Oh, it's about to get dicey for the lead here. Twisted is going to get back to Sleazy, and it's just a matter of time. A little bit off track there. I don't think he's going to get penalized for that.
It's like Steph has finally made it to pit road here.
You're going to swap his tires over
Let's find out.
on the mediums currently.
Looks like he is gonna stay on the mediums. Nope, he switched over to hards.
Yeah, he's on hards now. That's good. Good to see. So he's just now hitting his second tire throughout the race, though, and we're almost halfway.
And with everyone else already having their hard tires out of the way, that might come back to bite him running those mediums first.
Yep. I'm pretty sure Snag also. I saw someone else also go to pit road there. KJ is like, it's now Ferdy's back in front of KJ, which that's surprising. There was a big gap between those two.
KJ blew that first chicane. Ended up in the sand. Definitely lost time. It's like a
Just starting to lose focus.
Made a gap on second here.
He has begun to pull away.
That's brought Zach and Twisted back together. With Nat working in the background, waiting for a mistake.
I mean, don't look too hard now, but if you can notice, Snag has crept into the back of Nat's picture here,
And yeah,
he is closing in now. It's where he's only 6 seconds off of Nat.
no matter what, considering the start he had for this race,
Oh yeah,
a top 5 would be amazing.
yeah. Snag's proving that this Lexus has speed. Really, just some really nice schemes for Team Snag here. I really like the Christmas theme, red and white on all the cars.
Yeah, they've done a great job on their schemes. So we got a Coca-Cola here.
Yeah,
Got another
I do
Coca-Cola
believe it's
for
Target. Or is it Coca-Cola also for Snag?
no, I had them backwards. Coca-Cola for Steph, Target for Snag, and In-N-Out Burger for KJ.
Yeah, Snag threw Coca-Cola on there a little bit there with Target. It's very nice, very clean. Just very Christmas themed. I love the lights and everything. This is a winter special series, so showing honor to that.
See if Steph can make up any time on these hard tires. I know it's going to be difficult. They have the least amount of grip.
I think Twisted has made a mistake here. He's lost about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, and Zach is right there with him now.
That's going to be an interesting battle to watch. Two of the better cars on the track. Meanwhile, Sleazy's just out in front chilling yet again.
They're on completely differentiating strategies too.
Flat snag to pit road here.
Right at the 55-minute mark, so he's not gonna be able to finish out a full tire sequence either.
Let's see if he did change tires, but let's see if he stayed on medium or switches over to a different compound here. KJ to pit road as well. Looks like Snag's gonna switch over to hards.
Gonna start the clock on the hards. Now it looks like due to strategy, Fergie has even overtaken Snag now, even though Snag was handedly ahead of him.
Yeah, Fergie's best chance to improve his position is definitely going to be off strategy. Just pure speed.
It's not there. It's
really
not there
not.
based off lap times. But with the way he's running his strategy and the same as the Nat 20, he'll be the first to get to the soft tires through the.
It's like Zach has gotten around twisted here.
Oh, he has.
Let's see if he can make any progress on Sleazy.
I don't think Twisted likes these hard tires he just put on his car.
Yeah, I mean, seems like everybody in the field either has already struggled or is going to struggle with those tires.
Just depends on when you put them on, I suppose.
We've already seen that Twisted is really fast on mediums. When he gets to those soft tires, he's definitely going to be a much bigger threat than he is right now. Beautiful chicane by Sleazy there.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of drift action by the Mustang in the back. Sleazy's kind of overdriving all of his X's just a little bit much, but it's not affecting his lap pace.
I mean, overall, those top three cars are pretty even in terms of power.
And I just keep watching, but Nat 20 has found a way to just continue to lurk in the background.
I don't believe he's made his second stop yet.
He is not. And we're coming up on the halfway marker here in just over a minute.
He got way out of shape there off that corner. His tires might be getting us in trouble right now.
I think he's going to have to take an extra lap, though. He's going to get to the line before that mark. If he wants to get these tires out of the way.
See what he does. It looks like he's going to go ahead and take that extra lap.
All came down to timing there.
Let's see. Looks like Snag has gotten back around Fergie here.
Yeah, Fergie's taking a big drop off here on this run on the set of medium tires, but strategy's interesting. Since we're going to get to the 1 hour mark here, he'll be able to make his stop and get off the medium tires and move on to softs this lap as opposed to have to run around again.
Yeah.
He's still going to keep it out.
these top three are just right with one another.
Sweezy's really continued to maintain, but his penalty markers continue to rise too.
It'd be interesting to see if Zach is able to get to him. Will Susie make him work for it since they're teammates, or does he want to keep that lead?
That's also true. So to this point, Suzy has been the dominant car as far as like laps led and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But he is up to a 12-second penalty at this 1/2 mile, marker of the race on 1 hour. Now he can't do that over the course of the next, hour and continue to run the same pace he has been. Something has to back off a little bit here.
It looks like the tires are really starting to show here. Twisted has fallen off, not a lot, but the gap is definitely widening here. But that's to be expected with those tires.
And we also have to keep in mind that during this last set of pit stops for those two drivers, they changed tires completely. Twisted started off on the mediums, and now he's on hards. This is a new thing for him, and Zach has swapped off of his hards, and now he's onto his mediums. So it's not just so much we're seeing a speed difference; it's more of tires and just the point in the race that we are.
I think as long as Twisted can keep them in reach, this will still play out pretty well for him.
Yeah, once he gets to those hard tires. Because if Zach's running the same pace he ran throughout the first
Twisted
run,
has missed the chicane and gotten a reset. That's going to hurt him even more.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Snag back to pit road early, maybe trying to get off those hard tires. Yeah. Snag has gone over to softs. We got Fergie on pit road as well. See if he gets off the mediums.
It should be sauce from here on out.
Oh, looks like Fergie stayed with the mediums.
Has a knack completed his stop? I think he had. He's lost a lot of time to the leaders.
He had to have. I don't remember seeing him on pit road though.
Zach just made the pass on Susie for the lead. They're there.
Oh man, Sleazy must have made a mistake because to have that big of a gap immediately after a pass.
That penalty time is continuing to rise for Sleazy too.
And he needs to
And
start
he
working
just
that
got
down.
passed for the lead. Yep. Oh, he's got his windshield wiper blades on the front stretch. I don't know if that's mechanical issues or what, but a bit strange because I don't see any raindrops out here on the track.
Isn't that chicane really hurt Twisted there? He's almost completely lost sight of the leaders. Talk about a rough day, Mr. Ice Cube Gamer. First couple laps, he was in the mix, and it's just gone downhill for him.
It really has. It really has.
Looks like Zach is pulling away with that lead, ever so slowly.
I can't remember correctly. Twisted's the one who stopped at minute 43 and put his hard tires on. He's going to be eager to get these hard tires off, and I think once he will, he'll still have speed in the car as long as he doesn't overdrive.
I think it's all going to come down to who's the best on the soft tires, between the top three at least, because they're not terribly far apart. And
No, right now,
depending on how they do
even,
their pits.
even Twisted after missing that chicane, he's only back 8 seconds at the moment.
Looks like Zach is on pit road here. give up the lead.
This will be his third pit stop.
Let's see, will he stay on the mediums? Yeah, it looks like he stayed on mediums. Remember, he hasn't been able to do a 30-minute run on any set of tire yet, so he's having to do 2 stops for each.
Yeah. It's going to be his 4th pit stop before he's able to get to the soft tires.
Surprisingly, with more pit stops than some people in the field, it's working out for him.
Oh yeah, he's still holding a steady gap over every single driver that's currently on it who has pit 2 times. But it's also interesting because he's short pitted Twisted and Sleazy already in this race, and they were the ones who are also kind of running a weird tire strategy here.
Let's see how it plays out. Right now, this might play out for him if he's able to make up some time here. He's got fresher tires than the leaders, so if they stay out too long, he's going to start pulling in on them, and when they pit, could give him the lead back.
Absolutely.
That's if Steph can't get to him and make him work, put some pressure on him.
It's only a 3-second difference, but over the course of the strategies that we've seen, though, something has happened to Nat 23. He's lost time to Zach. He was only 4 seconds.
It's like Twisted's on pit road here.
Yeah, mark.
Wonder if he'll be able to get off those hard tires yet.
I'm not too sure if that was enough time.
Put Zach back to second, Steph up to third. And Twisted has made the switch to softs. So I think this is the point where we're going to see him at his fastest. Which might put a little bit of fear in the hearts of his competitors, considering how well he's been running.
I hope he was able to run those hard tires off.
That is something to keep in mind.
I'm not too sure on that time gap there. If he has to pit late in this race, that could ruin any chance he has of winning.
Oh, if we're looking at it, looks like fuels might come into play for these top 3 here. Don't look like any of them can make a full fuel run on a single set of tires, so they can't make 30 minutes. Depending on when they pit, it might come into play. It's like Austin's hanging within sight of Zach here, not letting him get too far out. But he is losing time.
I heard you guys mention Twisted's tire time earlier. He only has 24 minutes on the hard tires, so he does need 6 more minutes.
He'll have to put 6 minutes back onto the hard tires. That's going to be tough to do at the end of this race.
That could throw a wrench into it.
Again, it all falls into fuel and how people are playing the fuel. It's strange with it being an endurance race because you don't even race to a lap count. So wherever you're at that 2-hour mark, you have to run it back to the line. You can't be racing to just make your full last 30 minutes. It has to last 30 minutes plus whatever your lap is going to be.
Yeah. It's like Sleazy has come to pit road here. It's going to give Zach the lead back.
At least he's still running those wiper blades, so must be good luck or something.
It could be. It's gotten him this far, hasn't it? I thought Sleazy just made the switch to hards, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting.
I could be wrong. It's going to give Zach a pretty commanding lead here. I don't think Austin has anything for him at the moment.
Well, over the past 3 laps or so, Steph he's lost about a second to Zach after Zach came off of pit road there. Twisted though, shockingly, in that pit sequence, he's actually made time back up on Zach. Before Zach pit there, he had fallen back after missing chicane to around 8 seconds. And now the gap slowly shrunk down to about 6, almost 7.
You gotta remember, Zach is still on medium tires, while Twisted has just put on his soft, so he's gonna be flying right now.
And we've seen that
did
car.
Indeed switch to hard tires. He's done with softs and mediums.
So he's the first one done with all three. Yeah.
And now he has 30 minutes on those hards, and this is an awkward time in the race to put your, grip wise, worst tires on.
Yeah.
He's gonna fall back for now.
I mean, he has been up front all night. I expect to see him back up there. It's like Nat might be trying to get past Sleazy here.
Yeah. He's not too far off. Just got a second back.
Looks like he might make up some time off this final corner. Sleazy took it a bit wide.
Oh. If Anat's running a 3-stop strategy here, he should be on better tires than Sleazy, even though they're more worn. Hard tires really take a few laps to really kind of engage and start to pick up pace, as opposed to both mediums and softs give up time over the course of the run.
Yeah. It's like
and that kind of cooked it into turn 1 chicane there.
It's like Twisted is closing in on Steph here for the second position.
Oh yeah. Twisted's continuing to make up time on Zach too.
Yeah. See how it plays out. It's gonna be a fun battle to watch. Looks like KJ is on pit road. And KJ had a solid race through like maybe the first quarter, and he's really fallen off.
We did. Yeah, KJ just swapped over from his hard tires to his soft there.
Maybe that'll help him out, but I think he's lost too much time to be a factor anymore.
He really has. It's kind of strange, like looking at the lap times here too on the timing monitor, because you can really see where the tires are really like starting to flip like lap times completely as a whole. Like right now, some of our fastest cars, in that 20, his last lap was a 2:01.2. That's pretty far off his fastest lap, well over a second, almost 2.
Twisted just ran his best lap of the race.
Yep. Sleazy's at a 2:02. He's 5 seconds off his pace of his fastest lap.
Yeah, that decision to save the hard tires for this point in the race looks like it's going to come back to hurt him.
And it looks like the last lap for Fergie was his fastest at a 1:58.6, which is much, much faster considering on his hard tires he couldn't even get in the 2:01 range.
Oh, yeah. It's like Nat did get around Sleazy.
Is he going to be able to pull away, though?
Still a really solid day for Team Zach here. Still all in the top 5.
First, fourth, and fifth? Absolutely. Snag's just silently just been kind of eating away at the overall time chunk, but I don't know if he's going to get back into this thing.
Yeah, I don't think he has time, but he definitely can improve his position if he plays it right. It's like Twisted has gotten past Steph here for the second position. And he's going to start hunting down Zach for the lead. Twisted took that last turn a little bit wide. Might cost him a little bit of time, but nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I don't think Steph's going to be able to get back to his back bumper here. Plus, this is soft tires against hard tires.
Yeah, easily see the difference here. But with Zach being on the mediums, if he's able to stay in front of Twisted long enough, that might pay off when those soft tires start wearing for Twisted.
They really can. We've already confirmed Twisted has to get back over to the hard tires at some point in time in this race too.
Oh, Zach dirt tracking it off that chicane.
Well, do we lose a driver?
Don't believe so.
I think we have.
Got KJ. Yes, KJ was not feeling well during the race and decided to park it.
Man, gotta be tough.
Was running 7th. That does suck for him. It's great for Ice Cube.
It's great for Ice Cube and it's great for Team Twisted.
Yeah.
That's gonna help out their average.
Looks like Nat has been able to hold off Sleazy here.
I think Nat's on mediums right now.
Yeah,
A
I
little
believe
better
so.
than the hards, but doing those hards might kick in.
Yeah. Yeah, something's really going on with Ice Cube Gamer back there. His last lap was a 2-minute and 9-second lap, so he's way off the pace. I don't know if he's just continuing to make mistakes or if he's just kind of riding this race out.
I think at this point he might just be riding it out. He knows he really can't make up any time on anyone really. But with KJ retiring from the race, that does give him a better position. So
this race for the lead though is starting to kind of get interesting because Twisted and Steph have both kind of reeled Zach in a little bit here.
yeah.
Twisted's right around where he was, but three of them are probably the closest they've been to one another for the past 15 or so minutes.
I know Zach's got to be getting pretty late into this run on his tires, so that might be factoring into it. But with Twisted on those softs, it's gonna be hard to hold him.
I don't think it's a matter of if he gets there. I think it's a matter of when does Zach pit first.
Yep. It's like a step to pit road here. Finally gonna get off those hard tires. Maybe, if he's completed his 30 on it.
It's going to be interesting to see if he has to run the hard tires again.
It's like a Twisted missed that chicane just a little bit. Gonna give Zach an opportunity to put a little bit more time over him.
The gap's in it right over 2 seconds.
You can tell Twiz is really pushing his car right now. He knows he has the better tires.
Should we take an onboard with Twisted? See how he's taking this track? See how aggressive he's being, in his hunt for the lead?
Let's do it. Really nice line to that last sector.
He's smooth. He's kind of has to throttle a little bit on the exit. Try to keep him overdriving some of these corners.
I think this final turn is where he really has the best opportunity to make up time, because Zach has struggled with that all race.
Kind of interesting to watch him go through that corner there.
Swung it wide, but he
really
able to.
He really didn't downshift much there. I know some drivers really like to use their gearing to kind of slow momentum there. And he just kind of rolled into it.
He kept a good bit of momentum too. Looks like he closed up on Zach a little. Ever so slightly.
Ooh, a little loose on the exit there. We should gain on him down the backstretch here.
You can hear him locking the tires up going into every chicane, trying to make up as much time as possible. Oh, he swung that corner wide, got into the sands.
He's alright, he kept it straight. He is going to lose a little bit of time though.
Lost a little on that last chicane. He's pushing a bit too hard.
Seems like he really has to kind of take the chicanes wider than what a lot of the other vehicles around the track do.
Yeah.
I found it interesting to see him go through the final chicane there in fourth gear. His RPM's really low like that.
It's like Steph, Snag, and Sleazy have all kind of come together on the track here. It's going to be an interesting battle for that position. Austin should have the advantage. He's got the best tires.
Snag is also on sauce right now. Awesome pit. More recent.
I believe we should be seeing pit stops begin again here soon. Snag's closing up on Sleazy here.
Steph's right there with Snag too. I can't tell if Sleazy's still fighting mechanical failures here or not. It seems like it's just been plaguing him all race, ever so slightly.
He's really started to fade in these later laps of the race.
Hard tires have not bode him well.
It's just poor strategy call there, saving those for this point in the race. Snag making a move to the inside here. So that Sleazy will probably just let him have it. No, he's going to cross him over. He don't want to give it up. Beautiful move by Sleazy. Snag into pit road.
What an interesting change of events there. I did not expect Snag. I thought Snag was the last one to enter pit road. I'm not too sure on that.
Gonna most likely move Austin back into fourth position here soon.
Snag had just worked his way back into the top 5 for the first time all race.
I think no matter the result, he's going to be proud of it. He had to work for it. Looks like the gap has kind of stabilized between first and second here. Take a lap with the leader. It's like Zach is also not really downshifting too much for that final corner.
I honestly didn't even notice there. I was too busy stuck watching Snag came out the pit road right in front of Fergie, and Fergie was right on his bumper trying to just maybe play some mind games or something there, but looks like he's just gonna let Snag kind of just do his thing. Take a look here. What Zach's doing.
Pretty smooth with the chicanes there.
Yeah, only shifted down to third gear. I also noticed from his from inside the cockpit going down the main straight there into the second chicane, the sunlight entering his car actually makes it to where he can't see anything on the dash there. He couldn't see what gear he was in or anything because of the angle of the light.
Yeah, that could make things difficult on him. All in all, a pretty smooth lap.
I haven't seen any mistakes this lap.
Looks like he probably could have taken a bit more speed into that final chicane, but
at this point in the race, his lead with his medium tires has stabilized over twisted, so he might be just trying to save a little bit. And twisted soft tires could be fading.
yeah.
It looks like Steph is trying to work his way around Sleazy now. The second half of this race has not been kind to Sleazy.
No, it has not.
He's fallen back to what looks like he's going to fall back to fifth here. Steph can get around him, and he also has a 20-second penalty. He has to somehow find a way to kill before the end of this thing.
That's going to be a job. Looks like Fergie's made it to pit road here.
We are at the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Nat enter sometime relatively soon.
Yeah. I thought Twisted might be closing back in on Zach here.
Looking at the timing monitor, he's gained almost 2 seconds actually. Over the course of the last 2 laps.
Looks like Zach is coming to pit road. So is Twisted. He's not going to let him pull that strategy on him.
I think Zach's finally getting to his soft tires here.
Yep.
This stage in the race, and what's Twisted gonna do? He's got to be really. The crew chief has to be questioning himself right now. They need the soft tires for speed, but he still has 6 minutes left for hard tires.
Looks like he stayed on softs.
And I'm not so sure either one of these guys can make it the remaining 28 minutes to the finish.
So far, it seems like Twisted can go a little bit further than Zach. So we'll see how that works out.
They both entered pit road and still have maintained their lead. But
Twisted really shrunk the gap,
still
though.
Not too far back. Really back to 5th place. They're all within 10 seconds of each other.
It's like with how spaced out this race seems to have been for most of it, battle for the win is going to come down to these top 2. They've really separated themselves.
They have, but really 3rd through 5th, they're not too far off the pace here. I think Sweezy just had a mistake. He's gonna lose about 4 seconds here.
Steph is going to get right to Nat's bumper on this final corner, make a move to the outside.
I mean, this is a battle taking place only about 7 seconds off the lead here.
Looks like Nat to pit road there. Steph has regained sight of the leaders here.
Seen, yeah, oh yeah, certainly. Within 8 seconds of the leaders right now. But his tire strategy's been kind of strange.
Zach goes around. Zach lost it off the corner, caught the sand, and spun it.
That's not good.
Right in front of Twisted, and that's going to give him the lead.
Zach did a good job not hitting anything there. He still has physical damage on the left side of the car, but I don't think it's affecting the performance. He was lucky he didn't get any more there.
But that was a scary view from Twisted's point of view. He came out of that corner blind and had Zach backwards in the middle of the track.
Kicking sand up everywhere.
Still got to keep an eye on how hard they run with the fuel coming into play.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in Nat to make it to the end. He just hit this past lap.
But
And with what I've
does
seen out of the fuel for him, he should be good to the finish. I know we haven't really said his name a whole lot, but Snag has worked his way officially back into the top 5, slowly but steadily.
do believe he has one more pit stop to make though, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Here comes Ice Cube to the pits. Again, just a horrible day for him.
It's been up and down. I think it's been consistency. Just being smooth and steady. It's interesting to see everyone has officially made their way to their soft tires except for Sleazy. Sleazy should have one more stop.
It's like Steph is closing up to Zach here after that spin. Maybe put a fight on for second. The question remains, can these leaders make it to the end on fuel?
Well, we know Twisted has to pit one more time, unless he wants to take the 30-second penalty for not getting proper timing with his tires. That's a guaranteed. Zach's really been struggling to make his fuel stretch, so I'm skeptical about that, but he might be able to find a way to stretch his fuel all the way to the end.
We're coming down to the wire here.
We really are. And Steph's just been kind of sporadic with all of his tire changes. I'm not too sure he's cleared off his time differentials on any of them to this
Definitely
point.
reviewed after the race. See if he made it.
So right now he's on the soft tires.
It's like Sleazy coming into the pits here. Finally going to get off those hard tires.
It should set him up in a pretty good position for the end of the race, though, if he can at least get back over to the softs. I'm not too sure he's going to have a shot at the win after this, though. But who knows? I mean, we did just see Zach spin out while handedly having the lead.
Yeah.
So really,
happen.
anything's in question. Last week, we watched our leader run out of fuel and have to drive 2 miles completely on the reserve tank. So anything can happen at any point in time. But I think the tire strategy is really gonna come back to really affect Sleazy.
Back in the sand again. He's really struggling on these softs, oddly.
Bergie, did you say that Sleazy went back to soft?
No, he's still.
Okay, he still has 8 minutes left on hards.
Yep, he pit and he came back on his hards. I can't foresee him pitting again in this race, so he might be finishing on his hards.
And Steph is cleared on his mediums. He's on softs now, and he needs 2 minutes on hards.
2 minutes? Okay.
Oh, Zach to pit road. It's an interesting call. He must not have thought he could make it to the end.
We only have 20 minutes left in this race, so...
It's like it was just a quick splash and go. It's going to give Steph the second spot. Sleazy back on pit road. It's interesting. He was just on pit road a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I have no clue why Susie would be on pit road again. Nat, you just said he needed 8 more minutes
Yeah,
on
he
his
only
hard
got
tires?
2 more minutes there.
And he did switch off the hards. He went back to softs.
did. That's
Let's
an
give it up for
interesting
Snag
strategy.
up here, up in 4th after that start, the stall out.
Zach's slowly just been chipping away. On the overall time, he's really not. He hasn't gained much, but he's been picking up positions slowly and steadily. And I mean, he's not too far off in 3rd or 2nd, but he does have one more pit stop for sure.
I actually misread my notes here on Sleazy. I just added up the time again, and he for sure had 6 more minutes than I had written down. So
Nice.
I think he just got his 30 minutes, maybe 30 seconds on those hard tires.
Alright, so Susie should be good to go then. He is officially on the sauce. I don't think there's anyone not on the soft tire right at the moment.
About to see if Snag comes into the pits. He's on softs right now, but I think he needs another minute and a half on medium tires.
That'll be interesting to see. It's kind of cool looking at the timing and scoring here because, although it may not feel like it, the field has really kind of shrunk down back in time. Everyone's a lot closer than what they have been all race, and I mean it makes sense. We're getting to that final stage of the race here. We're
Really,
almost
within
nearing
30
the 15
seconds.
minute mark.
Yeah, within 30 seconds might be close enough with people having come into the pits, maybe getting penalties. It's a lot closer than it looks.
Meanwhile, Twisted is still continuing to pull a gap on Steph. Differential between lap to lap is close to 2 seconds on that last lap. Also interesting to note, Fergie is somehow slid in front of Sleazy now after his pit stop too. Someone we have not mentioned whatsoever in this race because he's been so far in the back. As of now, it looks like Twisted and Zach are mirroring each other on lap times at the moment. I don't know if a 14-second lead advantage right now is enough time for Twisted to get in and swap tires out though. With only 16 minutes remaining in the race.
It's going to be interesting to see. We already saw that Zach knew he couldn't make it on fuel, so he did a splash and go. So that makes me question if Twisted can even make it on fuel.
Yep. Steph, I mean, we're certain he's going to have to change tires over at some point unless he's unaware of it. The team miscalculated.
Snag just switched from softs to mediums, so he's good on all these tires. The only drivers that aren't good on tires are Def. He's got 2 minutes on hards to make up somewhere. Fergie needs some time on softs, but he's good for that because he's using them right now. So he's and Twisted still has 6 minutes on hards. So it's just Twisted and Steph right
And they're the
Both of
two
them are
drivers in
front
front
runners
too.
too.
Yep. Zach's there though. He's about to start looking for a move here on Steph.
It gave him the bump. He was not wasting any time. He shoved Steph up the track there. He knows he has to go.
That was a nice move. That's a nice little bump and run there. That's going to show that he wants the spot back, but he's not going to race him into chicane.
Yeah, smart move. Racing the chicane, you either set yourself up to make good time or ruin your race.
Yep. Meanwhile, Twisted has continued to pull away. He currently has a 14-second lead over Zach.
It's something to keep an eye on. Let's take a look here, see if he's trying any sort of saving. Doesn't look like it. It's like a Steph to pit road here.
See if he puts the right tires on here. Yeah, I'm really interested in Twisted's strategy because right now he has worn some soft tires against Zach's kind of fresh soft tires, and now that Zach's cleared Steph, he's chopped about a second and a half off of Twisted's lead in the course of one lap. So the longer Twisted remains on track, the more he's just hurting his tire timing. Definitely maintain the third position after pitting, though.
Yeah.
But he was not on the soft tires for 30 minutes. He was only on them for 28 minutes.
Oh, that's not good. It's showing right now that he's still remaining on the softs, so I think he kept the softs after that stop.
Look for him to maybe come back in and switch to hards in a couple laps.
Oh, that's a predicament if I've ever seen one. Someone might have to reevaluate the crew chief's position up on that box if they don't get this right here.
Has the gap from first to second changed any?
It's continuing to shrink. Just a lap ago it was 13 and a half. Now it's down to about 11 and a half.
I wonder if could Twisted be saving fuel? Could he have gone into power save mode?
I'm not entirely sure. His lap times have dropped off
Something's definitely going on with him.
over the course of the past two laps. His last lap was a 2-minute and 0.7 second lap, and Zach ran a 1:58.9. So that's almost 2 seconds in one lap right there that he just gave up in pace.
This one's really going to come down to the last couple minutes.
Yep. Meanwhile, I mean, if
Oh,
you look
Twisted
back there
misses the
for
chicane.
if you look back there in the battle for third, they're separated by about 5 seconds. That's only 2.5 off of Steph, and Snag's right in the back of the picture there.
Yeah, and if Steph does have to come back in to finish out his time on a particular set of tires, that's going to put both those drivers up.
I'm not sure where Snag's at on strategy. I don't know if he has another pit stop left or not. We're in the final 9 minutes here, and things are starting to get kind of close for the various positions around the track.
Oh yeah.
Once again, that last lap, God, Zach is knocking off almost 3 seconds a lap on Twisted's lead. Like Twisted saving, he should have pit by now while he had the advantage, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Looking at it, the longer he remains on the track, he's losing tire advantage and fuel and time, all of it.
And don't forget, Twisted has not completed his hard tires.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think the better option for him, obviously, the race could be going many different ways, but whenever he had the advantage and Zach was back there battling around with Steph, he probably should have swapped over then, got his fuel, got his tires, and just been on his way. Right now with this strategy, I don't know if he can win this.
We got Nat and Steph on pit road here.
Twisted's got to pit this time by, or else he's not going to make the time requirement.
Let's see what he does. Oh, and Zach is just hunting him down.
The lead has shrunk almost 10 seconds in the past 3 laps. Like Twisted has to be saving his fuel. Has to be.
Steph just came into the pits. If he would have switched to hards, he would be good to go. I think he put softs back on.
Oh.
Twisted comes in and he puts some hards on, and he's good. Otherwise, both of those drivers are going to get plus 30 seconds on their time.
See if he comes in.
He finally just worked his penalty off too.
Looks like he's gonna stay out, and I do believe that makes it impossible for him to complete his time on hards.
He's staying out.
Interesting call.
I don't know how this is even going to work. Zach's continuing to chop into that lead. It's 3.5 now. It's under 3 seconds at this moment as they cross the line.
You know, these are small teams. Maybe some of them don't have crew chiefs. And Twisted and Steph, they're both only a couple minutes away. When you're in the middle of tire runs and it's a long run, it's confusing.
Yep.
It's like Nat and Steph back to pit road. Oh, Steph was on mediums. Looks like he made the wrong switch. Didn't happen to see what he switched to there.
Looks like Sleazy and 30 are battling hard, and Snags actually pit and has resurfaced behind those two.
Can you take a look and see what tires Steph is on right now?
I'm looking right now. The crew just put him on. He's pulling out.
Hard tires.
He did switch to hards.
It's hards, yep. Timing
That was
monitor
just
showing
in
hard
time.
tires. Yep.
No, he's good on tires.
Wow. It definitely cost him some time and maybe a shot at the win, but I think it was worth it.
He's still in the realm of a podium here. depend upon if Nat can make it on fuel today. We pit at that hour and 33-minute marker, so somewhere around that range. That's close to the fuel window.
Let's see if our lead. Oh, looks like Zach's getting ready to make a move for the lead on Twisted here. And Twisted to pit road. Could not make it on fuel, but he's not safe on tires.
He needed one lap sooner. I'm not even so sure. I hope he puts the hard tires back on. Actually, I don't even know if it matters.
Right now, he just needs to put some softs on and get as much time up as he
Yep.
can.
He'll resurface in front of a Nat, but
Just all depends on how bad that 30 seconds is. With that stop and 4 minutes left in the race, I don't think there's anybody who has a chance to get to Zach right now.
He's pretty much got it in the bag as long as he can keep it under control. He's coming up on Ice Cube, it looks like.
As long as he don't spin it again. Let's see who's yeah, Ice Cube's right in front of him.
Could be an issue if he comes into him in a chicane or something.
Could be. Looks like we got a battle going on for third here.
yeah, there's a battle for third, and there's also a battle for fifth. Somehow Snag has to be off sequence here because he's 25 seconds behind sixth place at the moment.
Yeah,
He was up in fifth just a minute ago.
I wonder if any of these top six. I know Zach, Twisted, and Steph should be good.
Should be good on fuel. Yep.
I don't know about the others though. I would assume Nat is because I believe he was running that 3-stop strategy. Maybe he came in just to finish off some tires. Looks like Fergie's making a move for fifth.
Him and Sweezy have been battling now for the past 4 or 5 laps. I think he's just trying to keep him in his eyesight because you can tell Sweezy has a 16-second penalty to kill within the final 2 minutes of this race.
Yeah, that's.
But I was also trying to take a ride on the inboard of a lot of these drivers that still have to pit, and Fergie's right on the E. His fuel's not looking good for the final 2 minutes of this race. So it's probably going to be 2 more laps.
It's going to be interesting to see. It looks like Fergie has come to pit road. Looks like that's going to put that.
With a minute left in the race, yep.
Oh, wait. Sleazy had an issue. He's working off his penalty. There might still be a fight for this 5th place position here.
And Steph's here with Nat. We're gonna have 2 more laps. This lap and 1 more.
Let's see what happens. Steph does have a 6.9 second penalty though. Man, he really, what a run through that chicane. Got right to Nat's bumper.
Yeah. I think Nat's struggling. He's been on the track now for close to 25 minutes.
Oh! I thought Nat was going to lose it there. He's getting a little squirrely.
Alright, we got 8 seconds left. Let's see if Zach gets back to the line before the 2-minute mark. I don't think he will. This should be the finish of the race right here. I can't tell. I think he made it to the line before we got to the 2-hour marker, so this is the last lap here.
interested to see if Steph can get around Nat and work off that penalty at the same time.
Yeah, he's 3/10 off.
Good run through the final corner.
Looks like Fergie is handedly in front of Sweezy now. Not too sure what happened there.
And it looks like Nat was able to hold off Steph for third place. Oh, Fergie losing it coming to the line. If nothing crazy happens, looks like Zach has this. They do still have to complete this lap.
Yeah, I think he's the only one. The top three are still on the track running full speed. Just cut off the final two. They just fifth on back has finished the race. I'll tell you what though, like this race was a quite an interesting one with all the strategy and everything going on. There weren't a ton of passes for position on track, but passes were consistently being made based off of the strategy and tires that people were on.
Yeah,
And Zach's going to come through and he's going to clean the race out. He's going to sweep it and win it.
I
That's
do
good.
want to go back and take a look at what spun him around.
Yeah, I'd be interested in that too. It's really interesting that he was even able to make a run back for that win there, and then just looking back, it has to feel good based off of the way Interlagos went last weekend for him.
Yeah, it was definitely a bad time for him. Let me give us a second here. Do some fast forwarding. Find that's what it was about the minute 30 mark, wasn't it? Or hour 30?
Yeah, somewhere around that point. Your best bet is probably just going to be able to stay on the car until you see it. Yeah, I'm left here though after this race, scratching my head with Twisted because Twisted finished within 11 seconds of the lead, and it really makes me wonder if he would have pit just a little bit sooner and gone to the hard tires, could he have kept his gap there? Because I mean, before Zach got around Steph, I mean, he had close to a 15-second lead.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances there with
He stayed
one
out, and
staying out too long, and then
Yeah, he came in around the hour and 7 mark, and he must have thought he was clear on both tires, but I think he started on mediums
yeah,
and then did a second run on mediums, and that was like a 17-minute run. Then he made a 24-minute run on hards, so he just came a little off cycle around there.
yeah, with running long on those medium tires, looks like they kind of affected him there.
yeah, you hate to see
I,
it
I
though.
still think I still think that if he would have came in whenever he had the lead handily with Zach there, I think the gap would have been a lot closer for the finish there. We would even be talking about the tires right now, but
Yeah,
that's how racing works, and that's strategy. He thought he could stay out and kind of milk his fuel and stuff to the finish or whatever it may have been, and it didn't work out.
Could we check out when Twisted crossed the flag for his white flag lap? I'll have to count his time there and then compare it to where everybody else finished to see where he ends up.
yeah, we can do that. Just trying to find the spin.
There's
I
still gonna be
think it's right.
strategy next week, but in a way, this is like the exact opposite of what we're gonna see next week. Next week is super soft, and we haven't ran those yet. 3 times a wear to track that long, it's gonna be really hard to hold on to that thing. It's gonna change drastically throughout a lap.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, Nat, you would know like what should we expect for lap time at Nuremberg?
This is just the forest, so it should be maybe about 7 minutes a lap. Um, I don't think you're gonna be able to get all the tires in one run. You can make it maybe 4 laps on fuel, so that's going to be short of the half-hour mark. You're going to have to mix it
Mm.
up. And softs might be
Yeah,
the way to
'cause
go because on that fourth lap, those super softs are really going to be struggling.
yeah, it's gonna be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to get your tires and your fuel to stretch like that too. With the amount of with just how long the laps are, and then with the damage and everything being on too, like you're gonna have to kind of take it easy because once you get even the slightest amount of damage, you may have to run on that and be forced to run on that for quite some time.
It's very easy to get damage at a track like that with that much traffic.
And it's a long way around that track. You do get damage. Big amount of damage.
Alright, looks like I finally tracked down the spin here. Let's take a look at what happened. It was at an hour and 34.
You're close.
Had a good lead. It's coming through the...
Coming off the first chicane into the first
Coming off
right
the first
lane.
he just swung it wide and caught the sand and it threw him around. Just pushing a bit too hard, I guess.
Looks like he overcorrected just a touch too much to the right. Just
Yeah.
a touch. I mean, to the left there, and that's what swung the car back around.
And let's go up through here and find where Twisted actually crossed the line. For his final lap. This could have big implications for finishing position here.
Once we have this, I can get the team points done if we want.
Looks like he hit the 2-hour mark. Coming into the final turn. What exact information do you need?
The time on the bottom left.
When
Like
when he crossed the
basically,
line?
when his, so yeah, it was not necessarily like after the line, like how until the end of the race, because I think the race went on longer than it went past the line for you two. You guys had to go around again, but I do know for like fifth and on back, it cut everyone else off. And that was the finish.
He
Yeah, his
crossed the
total
line
time is
at
longer because he did a lap more than everybody else behind him.
he crossed the line at 1:59:48.
So,
But all in all, it was a great race. A lot of strategy came into play. There was a little bit of drama. Some tires didn't play out for some people. But we'll see you next week at, what was the track again there now?
Nürburgring.
Nürburgring Nordschleife.
Until then.